Okay, so let's move on actually something interesting. Right, the Silenforce. So the Silenforce, we got the Shukusei no Inorite Law. Novox, the Silenforcer Disciple. Shukusei no Inorite Law. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's names once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can place one Silenforce continuous spell trap from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone. Okay, so we see some, like a water painter shenanigan here. If you would ritual summon exactly one light warrior or dragon ritual monster with a card effect that requires use of monsters, you can use this card as the entire requirement. This mechanic did not work because we had the bird, the ritual bird that was being printed like what, back in the days before 2010, stuff like that. Maybe, you know, the ritual birds. And you could actually like pay the entire cost by sending the card to the graveyard. We already saw this mechanic being used. It never worked because ritual summons on their own are too huge of a cost. And if the card is actually not super broken, like I'm talking about a tier 0 card. Like if you want actually rituals to be good, you need actually a tier 0 card. If a light monster and or dragon ritual monster is special summoned to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Okay, and the level is 1. 50, 20, 50. Like imagine people in the headquarters, right, of Konami, and how much should be the attack of Novox, the Silenforcer Disciple? I think it should be 100. I think it should be 2000. I think it should be 50. And then they throw it out of the window. You know, like that's the same shit. It's for lore reasons. Saphira, the wise Silenforcer Queen. Okay, so this is the archetype that match with Saphira. And now we got the support for that archetype. That's basically it. And the Hymnom Light should be like the bridge in between those. You can only use the first and second effect of this card name once per turn, blah, blah, blah. You can discard this card, send one ritual spell from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can add one light, warrior, or dragon ritual monster from your deck or graveyard to your end. Yes, so this bridges with Sauravis, sure. Or with, you know, the other engine of the deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, ritual summon one light, warrior, or dragon ritual monster from your end by attributing monster from your field or end whose total levels equals or exceed the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. Okay, it's like you can banish this card from your graveyard, ritual summon one light, warrior, or dragon ritual monster from your end by attributing monster from your field or end whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. I mean, it's kind of whatever, like, sure, this card can be a ritual spell, right? It's okay. It's okay. So now if I use this card for cost for a ritual summon, I can use this card and pay another cost for another ritual summon. Sure. You created the bridge right there, sure. Then what? I still see minuses here in terms of bodies. But let's see. Sauravis the Sagely, Silenforcer Dragon. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card names once per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card name once per turn. You can special summon this card from your end by shuffling 2 spells from your end or graveyard into the deck, including at least 1 ritual spell. Okay. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can return this card to the end, special summon one light warrior or dragon ritual monster from your end or deck by shuffle into the deck during the end phase of the next turn. The card seems interesting on its own, but we will have to check options in order to see if it's actually playable or not. School Guardian, the Silenforcing Protector. You can ritual summon this card with the Silenforcing Prayer. You can only use the first and third effect of this card name each once per turn. If this card is ritual summoned, you can add a Silenforce monster on one warrior or dragon ritual monster from your deck to your end. Gains 20-50 attack while Novox, the Silenforcer Disciple, is on your field or in your graveyard. When your opponent activates a card or effect and you control Novox, the Silenforcer Disciple, quick effect, you can negate the activation if you do destroy that card. So I have to go -2 for 1 Omni. Sure. Silenforcer Prayer, you can only use the second effect of this card name once per turn. Ritual summon one light ritual monster from your end by attributing a light monster. Light monsters, come on, bro. Are you serious right now? I mean, maybe maybe I will only play light monsters, but holy, that's a lot. Like that. Why can't it be like generic monsters? From your end or field whose total level equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. If face up light ritual monsters you control leaves the field by an opponent card effect, you can banish card from your graveyard, special summon one Avis, Saphira, or School Guardian from your end, deck or graveyard, ignoring their summon conditions. I like this. This is very good, actually. This is good. This cheats out the mechanic of the deck, and it's actually good. That's good. This is good. This is actually good. Silenforcing barrier. While you control Novox or a light ritual monster, your opponent's monster cannot target non-ritual monster for an attack, also your opponent cannot target light monster you control with card effects. During your main phase, you can add one Silenforce or one School Guardian ritual monster from your deck to your end, except the barrier. I like this. That's good. Good recovery. Good recovery, good stuff. Like, it's the combination of Street and My Friend without the broken part of the recovery of My Friend. If that makes sense. Don't dislike it. Like, those kind of cards are super interesting. Might be very good, might be very bad into a specific format. And the last one is Silenforcing Authority. You can only you can use the first effect of this card name once per turn. During the main phase, you can activate one of those effects. Shuffle one Light Warrior, one Dragon Ritual monster, or one Ritual spell from your hand or graveyard into the deck. And if you do, take one Silenforce monster from your deck, and either add it to your hand or special summon it. Target cards your opponent controls up to the number of Light Warrior or Dragon Ritual monster you control. Destroy them. Also destroy this card. Not bad. It's not bad. A one-off. Solid one-off. To be honest, if I have to rate this archetype right now, it's still too low. Like the issues of the ritual archetypes decks. Like, it's not fixable with just giving additional effect to your cards. Like, the minus that you have to perform in order to ritual summon makes every ritual deck, actually every ritual deck, kind of unplayable. Now, think about Novel. Novel, in my opinion, if you mix it with the incantations, the deck is, in terms of recovery, in terms of combo itself, the deck is broken. Novel is actually not even bad, but there are many issues. Many issues that, unfortunately, the Novel engine has on its own cause of how the deck is built. The deck can actually not out a monster with 3000 defense. Like, it can out an entire board of monsters in attack, no matter the attack, can out back rows, but cannot out a 3000 defense monster. Incantation actually help a lot ritual decks, right? The issue is, incantation are darks. This ritual archetype requires lights. And I don't know how it's gonna evolve. The most interesting card that I saw is definitely the Silenforcing prayer. Like ritual decks in general are not insanely good, but I don't think this release is horrible. I think might be decent. 7 out of 10. As the first time as I read it, so I might be wrong. Guys, everyone happens to be wrong sometimes. I was never wrong, by the way. Next one, Majespecter support. Okay, so is Kirin coming back home? We didn't see that coming, but that might be the possibility, to be honest. Majespecter Porcupine. You can only use the first and second monster effect of this card once per turn. During the main phase, if you control a Majespecter monster quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, an extender. If this card is normal special summon, you can target one Majespecter spell in your graveyard, set it. Very bad, that means that I have to have a Majespecter spell in my graveyard. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent card's effect. Your opponent cannot target this card with card's effect. Not bad in terms of recovery, but like after I saw the extender effect, I felt like if this card had actually a second effect that was viable, maybe it was a 3-off. But now I'm not even sure how many I would run of this card. Xyz, okay, maybe still 3 because of the Xyz. Let's see. You can only use the pendulum effect of this card name once per turn. If you have a Majespecter or Draco Slayer card in your own pendulum zone, you can add one Majespecter card from your deck to your hand, then you can destroy one card in your pendulum zone. Sure, that might be nice. The monster effect. If you can pendulum summon level 4, you can pendulum summon this face up card from your extra deck. You can only use the first monster effect of this card name up to twice per turn. Holy, wait a second, Konami's cooking. If a monster is tributed, while this monster is on the field, you can attach one material from this card. Special summon one level X6 or lower wind spellcaster from your deck. Kirin. Okay. Okay. If this card is a monster zone destroyed by battle or card effect or tributed, you can place it in your pendulum zone. This literally is spoilering that we have to get Kirin back. Like, there is no way, right? Like, there is actually no way that we don't get Kirin back. Next one. Majespecter Ortrus. 2 pendulum monsters including a Majespecter monster. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is linked summoned, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon a monster from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Majespecter or the Slayer monster. Also add... Okay, that's... Okay. Like, you're locking me into Majespecter and Draco Slayer monster, and if I check the Majespecter cards and Draco Slayer cards, I don't see an end board there. So if I want to do this card early, I don't see an end board. Well, let's proceed. Also add up to 2 face-up Majespecter Pendulum monster from your extra to your end. Then you can add up to 2 Majespecter Pendulum monster with different names from each other, from your deck to your extra deck face-up. Not bad. Like, definitely a good link too. I mean, it's actually a good link too. I like it. But the lock is... I mean, I'm not sure how you would build a board with just Majespecter and Draco Slayer monster in a current format. Feels kinda weird, but like, I don't dare it. Like, having a link to that's good, such as this card, with a restriction like that, I think it's balanced. I would say the effect is so good that this card needed to be balanced with a restriction like this. Like, it has a recovery effect, and also sends 2 more cards in the extra deck to Pendulum Summon. Definitely not bad. Okay, the new quick spell of Majespecter. Please tell me that this card has to be broken, right? You can only activate 1 card with this card's name once per turn. When you activate this card, you can also tribute 1 wind spellcaster monster. Okay. Special summon 1 Majespecter monster from your end or graveyard. Or, if you tribute a monster at the activation, you can special summon it from the deck instead. It's okay. At best, it's okay. So, let's see the replay. Let's see the replay of the new combo. Normal summon Bobonku. Add Porcupine. Special summon Porcupine. Use those 2 to make Nue. Nue effect is gonna add back those 2. And then he's gonna put in the extra deck Pegasus and Yata. Okay. Scale the 2. Pendulum Summon. Yeah, that's, as I told you guys, I think it's very good. Like, the link 2 is very good in that sense. Then we use the effect of Yata. We can add a Majespecter spell card from your deck to your end. We add Wind and Secret Village, House of Pegasus. Secret Village. We activate Village, then we go for Draco. And then we use the Wind to tribute and special summon QB. We use Draco effect and QB effect, because this triggers on summon, this trigger when a monster is tributed. And which effect we activate here? We special summon a wind spellcaster, okay. So we add a Tornado and we special summon Ogama. Okay. Then we set the trap with the QB, and with Ogama we set the trap, and with the QB we add, I think. So we add a trap with the QB and we set with Ogama. We add a trap with the QB and we set with Ogama. Next one, we set those 2. So we have a Secret Village. Okay, I guess you will have to play 3 copies of this because it's an extender that you need. It's actually mandatory to play 3 copy of Porcupine. Like, if I open more than 1 card engine, I don't think I can do more than this anyways. But you will have to mix it with something else. Maybe a Baron on top. But I mean, that seems too weird. I don't know. I think this list needs to be cooked, but like, it doesn't seem promising. Going second, we'll have to see how can you break boards with only one extender, such as the Porcupine. That seems weird. The going second is always what concerned me in the Pendulum deck. Yes, going first you win, but going second, can you actually break through boards? Do you have to rely on your Pendulum summon? Can you actually play an Xyz strategy? This deck seems like it has an Xyz strategy, it has a Link strategy, but like breaking through boards with 1 card, it's what concerns me, because like I'm expecting people being on 1 QB and 1 Ogama and 1 Yatta. Like, those cards should be one-offs. And the Bunku is a 3-off, right? And the Porcupine has to also be a 3-off because it's the only good extender. The Wind should also be a 3-off. I think Majespecter is nice, okay? Like, it's funny, okay? It's something that you can play at locals, but from a competitive perspective, I don't like it. I think the Ritual strategy, the new Ritual cards, the Sapphire cards are interesting. There might be some potential there, but I'm very biased against... I do have some bias against Ritual decks, to be honest. I don't think Ritual decks are that good if they are not playing an unpaired strategy, such as the Drytron strategy, right? Like, Drytron made actual Ritual okay, good. Why? Because like that deck is a Ritual deck, sure, but it's not even a Ritual deck if you think about it. Like, it uses more links, Xyz than Rituals, and just used the Rituals in order to get pluses that were banned. So if you think about it, even Drytron, that was supposed to be a Ritual deck, was not playing Rituals, it just was using Benten in order to plus. But if you ban Benten, Drytron is bad. That's about it, right? Like, it's the unpaired interactions that makes actually Ritual decks viable. Without unpaired interaction, a deck that goes neg, such as a Ritual deck, without like a Benten loop and stuff like that, is not viable. In terms of Pendulum, again, the deck going first, always FTKs, right? You can always do the Village combo in every Pendulum deck by playing the Majesty stuff. You can always send on 10 interruption. You can also play around Dark Ruler no more because you end on the Village, right? You don't lose too evenly because maybe you have also another Omni Negate on top of that, which is Baron the Fleur. But again, going second, what are we doing? Hope you guys enjoyed me going over the new stuff, and see you next time.